Joey Arnold, are you going back to Vietnam? I get this question all the time. The answer is I don't know, but ultimately it depends. I feel like I'm in the crossroads of a lot of things. I'm in some kind of transition, and even after all these years, I'm still trying to figure things out, and I'm trying to finish some things. And you could say you'll never get done, and maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But currently, I still don't have all the answers that I want, and part of me feels like I'd probably mess things up, which is true to an extent because I don't want to obey some rules. Like if I go to Vietnam and I have to wear a mask or something else, I wouldn't do it and I'd get arrested or something. And that could be true anywhere, no matter where I am. And I feel like I want to live in Vietnam and I want to live in America. And I want to live in a lot of places. I want to do a lot of things. And I feel like now's the time to start a family. If I were to start a family and if I went back, would I be able to start a family there? Even though I'm in a place where I'm not with anybody, and I feel like would I ever be with anybody, but I'm not making the time, and that's partly my fault. Partly, maybe, or completely. I would say, I would argue, partly, at least, partly my fault. But you could argue it's totally your fault. Maybe it is totally my fault that I am alone and not married and not with a family or anything like that. But anyways, it's like I have different priorities and stuff in my life. Through my life, I've had different priorities and stuff, and I look back and I think about that stuff sometimes, and I think about the mistakes and stuff, and I've been wrong about a lot of things about stuff, and don't have time to talk about that right now. I mean, I don't want to get into some of that. We don't really have time to talk about that. Don't get me started on all the stuff that I want to talk about regarding everything about my life in Vietnam, my life in America, and everything else in between. And there's a lot to unpack there, but ultimately, I don't know. And the answer to the question is I have no idea at the moment, and just wanted to put this in the record. Just wanted to put this out there for the moment. This is how I feel. I could be wrong, but this is how I feel. And feelings don't really matter, but this is how I feel. I want to emphasize on that. And I think about a lot of stuff sometimes, and I try to make plans, and I try to work on things, and I'm going all over the place, and I gotta figure out things, and it's a lot to think about and worry about, and maybe I worry too much sometimes, and that's a bad thing and a good thing, but mostly a bad thing, and I'm a little flustered and stuff, and I am a little in the heat of the moment. I've been there and done that kind of thing. Like I've made bad decisions in the heat of the moment kind of thing, and I gotta grow up kind of thing sometimes, even though I'm already grown up kind of thing. Like, what am I saying? What am I saying? Like, what am I doing? Like, what is going on? And I feel like I'm pretty flustered, but I gotta figure things out quickly, and I am getting to the point where like I'm running out of time, maybe, or maybe not. And I've been in a hurry a little bit too much sometimes in my life, and that's a bad thing too. And being in a hurry is a bad thing, and but then again, being lazy is a bad thing too. But I suffer from working too hard. Other people may suffer from not working at all or being too lazy and stuff. And I'm the kind of person that's running around, and as I get older, I have to learn how to slow down. So I'm working on that, trying to decide what kind of life I want to live, what kind of career, where do I want to live for the rest of my life. When I want to really want to settle down. But if I were to go to Vietnam, I would prefer to go there and stay there forever, kind of thing. And so I want to try to finish some stuff in America, in the United States, as much as I can, as fast as I can. Here I am with that mentality again, trying to finish things up as soon as possible. But that's kind of how I've been. That's kind of how I am. Not to say that I should be that way, but I've been that way. And maybe I need to knock it off. Maybe I need to stop it. But is how I am. For the moment, that's how I've been. And that's kind of who I am. And maybe I need to stop it and change. Maybe I need to evolve with a little bit of character development and what have you. But until then, I'm going to continue to do what I do, good or bad. I'm still working on that, and then I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like I could possibly get done with some of the stuff I'm working on, and then after that, I could make those big decisions regarding, do I move to Texas? Do I move to Florida? Do I move to Vietnam? Do I move to another country other than Vietnam? Do I move back to Oregon? Do I move to another state in the United States? Do I move to Canada? Do I move to Africa? Do I move to Russia? Where do I go? What should I do? These are really good questions, but I don't have all the answers at the moment, so therefore, to be continued. To be continued.